We'll just mark it with red. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to SNT Networks. Today we are on the fourth part of the series. So here we'll be basically talking about another interview question. Like three we have discussed before. So here the question is you're facing frequent disconnections from a server. How would you troubleshoot this? So today's question is you're facing frequent disconnections from a server, and for this we'll say it's server A. Okay. So here you're getting disconnections. Okay. So in this server, you're facing frequent disconnections. So what would be your basically steps as a network engineer in order to troubleshoot this? Okay. Now, let's see. So just to explain this question better, what you would ask the interview is what sort of disconnections are we getting? So if am I trying to fetch some file from the server and then while I'm getting the response, I'm getting some errors, or like what exactly is the issue? Right. So then they'll basically explain that you're trying to fetch a file from the server and it's a large file, just for example, or it's a small file. Sometimes large files will have issues, sometimes small files will have issues. Right. So now let's start from the basics. Okay. So this is the server which is having issues. We'll just mark it with red. Okay. Now, in order to check what exactly could be the issue, okay, first you would see you know uh, you will basically start with uh, the first step, reachability. So okay, now you'll ask the interview for reachability. Then the interview will be like, see, I am able to access it, but I am getting frequent disconnections. Okay. So for this one, what would you basically be saying next is, see, I understand reachability, but what I understand by reachability is I'll put on a continuous ping. Okay, I'll put on a continuous ping from client A to what do you call, to the server directly. Right. So what process I follow is I ping from all the devices, intermittent devices. So usually there'll be only two, three. So what I'll do is I'll put a continuous ping that is called ping hyphen T. Okay. So I'll put a continuous ping from A, from the default gateway and from the firewall. And then I'll see where exactly I'm getting the issues. If I'm getting issues in all three, then the possible reason could be this link or server A. If I'm getting issues, okay, this is a very good thing. Okay, I am asking you guys to note this down. If I'm getting issues while basically going from the default gateway and no issue and what do you call? I'm getting issues while pinging from default gateway, kind of with by continuous ping, I mean, but not from the firewall. That means there is an issue with this link. Okay. And same goes for the what do you call the PC. If I'm pinging from PC and I'm getting issues, but I'm not getting any issues at the firewall end or at the default gateway end on both the pings. Only this is the issue. There could be an issue with the ACL or on the router, okay, or any client related issues. So this is first thing how you'll narrow it down. Okay. So if you're not getting any issues with ping, then it means that there is something else which is causing the issue. Any protocol, ACLs, ALG, whatever, is causing the issues to you. Then there are two, three commands for reachability that you'll check. You'll do trace route, okay, and NS lookup, just to check if there is any intermittent DNS issues. Okay. I know anyway that the IP will be cached, but still, sometimes we do NS lookup just to be just to steer clear of the errors. And trace route, try to do it at the time of the error. Once you get the error, quickly have the trace route command handy. Just press enter and check where exactly is the issue failing. Then, by the way, the underlying thing is physical connectivity. First, you check the physical connectivity, then you check reachability, then in reachability, you check ping, trace route, and NS lookup, right? And then what do? Uh, just to isolate the issue, try fetching some other file, paste the same file in B. So now we have already stated that we have multiple files which are causing the issues and it's from server A. So we'll try to fetch another file, probably the same file from server B. So once we try to do that and do it for a couple of times. Check if we are getting any issues. If we are not getting any issues, then it's isolated that only issue is with server A. So you need to check all the policies in firewall related to server A. B is clear. Okay. This will help you narrow down the issue. Then you also need to basically, uh, now you have checked all this. Now what do you need to do? Now basically go in firewall. Okay. Check for policy trace. Third one is policy trace. To check what exactly is the issue, like to check which is the policy being implied, correct? And then the second one was isolate the issue. Okay, that means we use server B and server C just to isolate if there's an issue with A only, and if we get the same error in B and C using the same policies, okay, then there are some policy issues with the firewall. Okay, then you check policy tracer. Then you after this you will check you know uh, logs on the firewall and the router or the default gateway. Correct? Now, these are the basic troubleshooting part. Now we'll come to advanced troubleshooting. Now, in this advanced troubleshooting, what you'll do is you will check physical connectivity plus the device health. Device health on both the systems. That means CPU, memory, size, space, like disk space, size, and all of that. Okay, you'll check all of this. Then you'll check if there is any network issue in between, if there is any culprit, any switch in between which is causing the issues. Okay, then what I would say is try to basically at the time of the issue, try to do basically a port probe, okay, or an nmap, correct? So fifth one is device health, sixth one is port probe. You do a port probe or a device health check, okay, and now also try to check the latency. Once you try to ping at that time, you will see jitter. Try to also check the jitter. The seventh point would be jitter. Okay, the latency that you get. Correct? And you will also check for advanced security details on both the ports. Okay. By advanced security, I mean, I'll just write ADV security. That basically is for DOS and DDoS attacks. Is something of that sort causing this? Okay. Then coming to the normal network connectivity, you will check VLAN, VLAN related issues, if there is any VLAN conflict when the traffic is coming back, or at the same time if somebody else is using that sort of functionality, if there is an issue, then you will then basically you'll come on server A health. Okay, you'll see how many users are connected, user number, how many users are connected, right, if that is causing the issue. So this is the way you'll troubleshoot a frequently disconnection from a server. You'll narrow it down from the logs, from the device itself, and then this will basically help you narrow it down to a certain device and then mitigate the issue, right? So this is how you will basically troubleshoot. When you're asked in an interview or when you I'll troubleshoot and how you'll say that you will troubleshoot an issue. When you're asked the question that you're facing frequent disconnections from a server, how would you troubleshoot this? So this was the fourth part of the series. We'll do one more and then we'll move on to some different technologies. You can, help me out in the chat box if you want me to create a video on something else. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.